Hello, my name is Ijoma Mokwe. Welcome to my discussion board on assessment design. I'll be sharing two experiences, my do's and don'ts, the assessment techniques I find challenging, how I would improve them, and ways I can assure quality when it comes to assessment design. For my experiences, the positive one is direct observation of the child's work at the LSU unit where I work, and LSU portfolios that we have gathered over time, that it gives us a clear picture of the child's learning pace and achievements over a period. The negative experience is watching a child that is dyslexic fail a test because reading speed was being measured in that test instead of understanding. So, if a learner cannot assess a measure, the test cannot be said to be valid because the child has no access to what is being tested. So, when it comes to assessment design, my do's include making sure that every item that is on your test has been taught. That is one. The second one is asking one question per question, or asking one thing per question instead of asking two different things in one question. The third one is pilot test first. By pilot test, I mean test that particular assessment on another group that is similar to the group that you're going to be conducting your final test on. Then the next one is to use a universal design that is simple and accessible for all the learners that are going to be assessed. The fifth one is your criteria for judging should not include the personality of the child that is going to be tested. For my don'ts, no double barreled items. Yes, stick to one particular thing when you're asking your questions. No one sided rating scale. Yes. And no borrowed items, especially when you're importing something that is a different culture, it's from a different culture. So it's a don't when you're preparing assessment. Then the grading system when there is no feedback or your feedback teaches a child nothing, or the parents of the child that has been tested are not able to say from this feedback, this is what I can conclude about my child's learning. Then measurement of your assessment, you should measure what matters. Yes, not what is easy for you to measure. Some of the challenging techniques I want to talk about when it comes to assessment is objective items. When you're using objective items for testing, it is reliable because it covers a wide range. It is broad, yes, but at the same time, it does not expose a child to using other methods of testing to actually know. Testing things like observation, testing a child on doing things practically instead of picking up answers from multiple choice questions sometimes. I want to talk about the table of specification. The table of specification is wonderful. It gives you a wide coverage of everything that has been taught, but it makes it difficult for some teachers because it takes a lot of time to come up with, and most times teachers want to avoid using it, and in doing that, the assessment design will suffers a kind of pullback. Yes. Then on the next one, feedback sandwich. When the feedback protects motivation, or when the feedback does not really send the kind of message a child should get, or when the feedback becomes something that a child can guess or a learner can guess. I know what's coming. First of all, they will tell me what I did right before what I did wrong, and it makes some learners develop a kind of mindset about their performance, and they want to just maybe pick up the only the information they feel like picking up. If they want to pick up the positive that is coming from the teacher, that's what they go for. If they want to take the negative, that's what they go for. So how I would improve on them is blending the formats. I wouldn't use just one format when testing. I'll look at different things that can help us ascertain a child's true learning state and progress. Then for specification, I make it reusable. For example, because it takes time to prepare this type of assessment, it can be used for one academic year or two academic years, and changes can be made. And it's shared among teachers that different categories as well. They're permitted to share it. Then on the feedback, I would make some changes as well by doing a feedback that is specific, telling a learner or the adults receiving the information that this is the true state of this learner from our test results, and what we need to do next going forward, focusing on what we're going to be doing next going forward, and also using the I feedback when addressing a child or giving a test feedback so that the person doesn't just feel victimized. So to assure quality in test designs, I'll work on validity. Yes, making sure that test items, like I said earlier on, are what we have done in class or what a child has been taught. And when it comes to culture, we be careful not to import foreign culture into our tests so that we know that we're testing the right things. And within reliability, I'll use pilot tests, yes, and I'll use very clear rubrics for grading. Yes, and agreement so that we know that diverse people have run through that design and have agreed that this is the right thing to do at this time. Then rigor as well. For rigor, we move with valid, make sure that it's authentic, make sure that it's reliable, and when it comes to being authentic, make sure that we can actually verify that this is the person who took this test, and that the test scores are reliable, and that it's current, and that it's sufficient for us to ascertain the child's true learning condition or the learning progress that has been made. Yes, I'll start by saying that a technically clean assessment that misrepresents a child is not rigorous at all. Thank you.